What's going on here? Okay, I think this is public. I'm hoping you guys can see me. I think I set this up in a weird way. So say hello in the comments if you're here. It looked like it wasn't showing this live to the public, but maybe, oh, Jen, yay. Okay, so it appears, let's see if I can. See this beautiful statue of Kuan Yin, so I want her next to me, right? Let's see if we can kind of, there we go. Hi, Serena. Thank you for letting me know. Thanks, Jen. Hi, Daniela. So, okay, let's just proceed. There's a lot to talk about today. I'm going to move some stuff around here. I have my lovely lotus lit here. It's a beautiful holiday for Lakshmi in India called Diwali. So Lakshmi is the goddess of beauty, of abundance, of stability. And it's a really beautiful day to have lots of candles lit to adorn yourself, adorn your home. I just wanted to give a shout out to the jewelry because someone asked me last time about my jewelry. I think it was Colleen. This is from Kris jewelry. I have her card here. That's how you spell her company name. My friend Krista owns it. And then I also got this little matching. It's really pretty. And then the earrings, I love these. I also have a matching necklace of these. I got these at Magic Hour. So they're in the store in Ojai and they're also on the website. So you would just go to the website and go to, there's a section called Adorn, and that's where the jewelry is. So you can get tea and jewelry. And I know this because I work on their website. I know where everything is. So happy Diwali, and it's an auspicious day. Also because at about 9 p.m. Pacific time, we're having a new moon in Scorpio. So that's about like 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast. So it's the lunation starts tonight for us on the West Coast, and then it'll be, actually the 15th for those of you on the East Coast, okay? And probably in maybe parts of Europe and different parts of the world. So I'm just loving this energy because it kicked off probably around Monday. I noticed right away that there was a fresh energy coming in, and I know a lot of people told me the same thing, like they were feeling a change, they were feeling better, and of course, this is post-election and there was so much tension and around that time, but I think even beyond that, there's been like a little bit of a lift in the energy. So on Wednesday, it was November 11th. So 11/11 is every year it happens. It's a portal of opens to a lot of people talk about manifesting. So in symbology, 4 1s also is the number for twin flames and a certain kind of soulmate where you have a purpose together on earth in this lifetime and coming together with that person. So a portal was opened. So maybe if you met someone or if you're with somebody and you want to make some real manifestation magic, that portal opened. I feel like it opened Monday, and I feel like it's going to be open until around Monday of next week. So a really good time for any sort of manifestation work with your beloved. So like creating intentions together, creating, sex magic, Okay, that's another part of it. It's the alchemical coming together of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And if you're single, like I am, you can definitely put your intentions in if you want to draw in somebody that's your soulmate, that's your twin flame, or you want to at least connect with them on the spiritual plane. You can during this time, and you might have already, you might have noticed kundalini sort of energy where you just feel really turned on and really awake and conscious. Maybe awakened sexuality. There's a lot of different ways this could show up. So that's happening now on top of all these other things. So then on the 12th, the next day, November 12th, we had a conjunction of Pluto and Jupiter in Capricorn for the third time this year and the final time. So basically, what we saw happen during those conjunctions earlier in the year, one was April 4th, one was June 30th, was pandemic, the pandemic coronavirus expanding, because Jupiter expands everything it touches. So that's the first part. So from what I've heard from one of my friends, Chicago might already be in lockdown again. So a lot of places, big cities, are starting another lockdown. So just expect that something like that is probably going to come up between now and December 1st. And the other thing that I channeled, so the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in relation to pandemics and in relation to coronavirus, a lot of people predicted that like a long time ago, so that's not like my prediction or anything. But what I really channeled were these words, and it was a twist of destiny. So not a twist of fate, a twist of destiny. So what I took for that to mean is that things are that were unseen are going to become seen, things are going to be revealed, things are going to come up from the unconscious in particular, because Pluto rules the unconscious, it rules the underworld, it rules power, raw primal power. So it's a really powerful planet, and a powerful planet of transformation, which also rules Scorpio. And I'm going to get into Scorpio in a minute. So Jupiter is all about expansion, expanding what it touches. So, I'm just going to give you a general overview for the collective, but in your own chart, wherever Capricorn is in your chart, that's where you're going to see this kind of unusual opportunity. Like something feels like it's going wrong, something feels like this is not what I was asking for, but then you realize, wow, there's actually a bigger, better opportunity from this thing. It could be a totally different path that's illuminated for you. So it's really important to be conscious right now and look at things that seem really negative as an opportunity. Otherwise, you could miss something really spectacular, something very heartfelt, something really important to you. So, for example, Capricorn as part of the collective chart is status, fame, career, accomplishment. And this is, it's happening in the sign of Capricorn with, and Saturn's in there too, rules Capricorn. So these planets are expanding some sort of unseen, unforeseen, possibly still unrevealed opportunity for you. And it could be something super dramatic that happens, or it could be really subtle. So pay attention to your dreams. Now, part of this is also because that alignment on Thursday was sextile you know, the sun in Scorpio, and also tomorrow or tonight at, 9 o'clock p.m., it's going to be sextile the new moon in Scorpio. So very powerful. So sextiles are moments of opportunity. And because, sextiles, they happen all the time. But this particular Pluto Jupiter alignment, in this particular sign where it's at, is probably not going to happen again in our lifetime. I think 30 or odd years, maybe more. And on the other section, there is this trine that happened between Pluto Jupiter conjunction and Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune in Pisces is all about dreams, spirituality, unconditional love, film, glamour, illusion, just anything very dreamy. So we're all very highly attuned right now, and so that's what I really want to make you aware of today. I'm going to make sure. Okay, I don't see any questions yet. So yeah, if you have questions, you can post them in the comments. I'll be checking periodically. But so when you look at the actual chart, Pluto and Jupiter conjunction is at the top of the triangle. Sextile Scorpio, Sun, New Moon, sextile Neptune in Pisces. It looks like a triangle, an upward facing triangle. So to me, that also represents the masculine principle and the element of fire. So this is ascension, this is transcendence. In contrast, upside down triangle is the feminine. It represents the element of water. And also, it's also a symbol for the womb and all that beautiful things. So, okay, so it doesn't stop there. So here we have this upward facing triangle. And in the sign of Aries, Mars, the ruler of Aries, has been going retrograde since September. It moves direct. I believe it might have moved direct yesterday, the 13th. So Friday the 13th, we had Mars move forward finally after all these months. So if you feel like plans have stalled out, you haven't had energy. I was so tired from September until a few days ago. Hi, Kathy. Like having to take naps constantly. Like I took all these extra supplements. I was like, I'm going to die. There's something wrong with me. And there's other stuff in my chart because I am Capricorn and I have this Pluto Jupiter craziness in my own, like really like on top of my natal sun. So it's like, oi, the heaviness, the tiredness, and then to have Mars start going retrograde, forget it. I was toast. Anyway, so if you also felt, I've got a lot of incense here in it's beautiful incense in my face. I also have Mary here. And there's Kuan Yin next to me. What else? There's so much going on astrologically this weekend. So what do I want to say about the new moon in Scorpio? It's just not an ordinary new moon in Scorpio. It's very much punctuated by that Jupiter Pluto conjunction. So Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and it just this beautiful sextile angle is really going to be activated at 9 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So again, you might want to be meditating. You might, if you are a twin flame and or you have a soulmate in your life, that might be a good time to meditate with them. Again, because the masculine principle is quite important in this transit, not only because of this triangle shape that's going on, but also because Mars going forward. Mars is felt like a very immediate kind of energy because like Mercury and Venus and Mars, we call these the personal planets. They move faster than these other bigger planets like Jupiter and Saturn. And when these personal planets like go into retrograde, like Mercury retrograde or Mars retrograde or even Venus retrograde, we really feel that more like on a visceral personal level. So Mars energy is definitely action oriented, fiery, bold, independent. So those of you Aries here in the house, you might have felt especially like just like you couldn't move forward. Nothing was going right for you. It might have been, it's maybe even depression. So for Aries people, and then you also have Chiron in Aries right now, and it's aspecting all kinds of stuff. I haven't done enough study to really do a live on that transit, but you know, Chiron is the wounded healer in mythology. So to have Chiron in your sign in Aries it's a big deal. So there's a lot of shedding light on wounds, possibly even wounds from past lives, but definitely childhood wounds, and healing them. So it's, you know, for Aries, it might have been a rough time. But again, so in your personal chart, wherever Aries is, and Aries is part of my first house. So I've had this Chiron in my first house, and that's been a little bit, you know, something, right? So I'm not going to talk too much about my own stuff. All right. Anything else on the planets? New moon in Scorpio. Okay. Yeah. If you have time to really sit down and meditate and think about your intentions, and also think about how these intentions might have been transformed in the past, 5 to 7 days, and what has transpired in your life, what kind of occurrences, maybe difficult situations. I know some people, two people I know, they broke up with their boyfriends like within a day of each other on that November 12th, that Thursday conjunction. So some people, it was a very difficult day. So if that was you, I am sending you lots of love and compassion, and just know that it happened because there's an opportunity that's better, that's coming. So if you're feeling like, down in the dumps, start going, okay, what is the opportunity for me here? Where is the growth? Where do I really need to see what's been in my unconscious, what's old patterns, old crap that I don't want to move forward with? Because we have, hi Lisa, hi Kimberly. Lisa, hello from Aries. Yeah, I'm sure you've been feeling it, lady. Where was I? I always get like beep, 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 beep. It's my moon in Gemini, I think. Where was I? Okay, so whatever shit has hit the fan, whatever shit is coming up for you now, there's a reason for it, and that reason is to look at this twist in destiny. And just know that something really amazing is on its way to you if you, in fact, have been hurting, have been having a hard time. You might have to change your intentions. And it's not changing, but they're transforming anyways on their own. So it's, again, being conscious and aware of, oh, so my intention was to, do this job and be the best at it and make all this money and become famous, write that book, and really maybe that's not your path. Or there's some alteration that you need to make to actually reach a goal, reach an intention or a manifestation that you have seeded, through multiple lifetimes. So, we talk about Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, these are like karma carrying planets, multiple lifetimes of lessons of cultivating different talents and skills. You're bringing that all together now. And there's, again, this is a reason. So just keep your eyes open, your ears open. Take really good care of yourself over the next few days. Drink a lot of water. Meditate as much as possible. Dance. Any way you can keep your vibration in that place of joy and just radiate. And, maybe it's being with someone you love. There's, for everybody, your intuition is going to be so spot on this weekend. Just listen to your intuition. Hi, Mark. Oh, I miss you too, my friend. Sending you hugs. You're awesome. You're beautiful. You had a beautiful painting on your... Mark is an amazing painter, artist, all around creative human being. So yeah, I really love, I think it was an ocean painting you did with a lot of blue. It was beautiful. Well done. Hi, Kath. I love you too. Beautiful goddess. Okay, so I'm going to get into some cards. I think if anything comes up in my head for more astrology, I will bring it up. But yeah, I think we're going to move on. So I'm going to use first this beautiful new oracle card deck I got from Hamsa in Ojai. And I've got my gold nail polish, see? And Isis is all about this gold and blue. God, I didn't even think about that. Although Isis is more associated with lapis, which is a deeper blue. But, Isis to me is so present for me now. There's a lot of goddesses that come through for me and that are present for me, but Isis is so present for me right now. And I know a few of my friends like Christina. She's all about ancient feminine power, the power of the union of feminine and masculine. And I really love how balanced that is. And balance is really important right now. I think maybe other astrologers have said that, so I'm not going to go into too much, because otherwise then I feel like I'm just repeating a bunch of other stuff people say. So I've been really working with this Isis Oracle deck a lot during this 11/11 portal. So if you're just coming in later, you definitely want to watch the beginning of the video to kind of get stuff you might have missed, because I think there's a lot of juice here, and there's so much going on and so much energy. Kimberly says Isis is coming up for you too. Yeah, Isis energy is just like, she's like the divine feminine alchemist. She is a high priestess. She's there's a beautiful statue of her with the sun god Horus on her lap, and there's many myths and cultures, and that she's very similar in some ways to Virgin Mary, to Mother Mary, who I also have up here, and Mother Mary, and Jesus. So I recently, as I'm shuffling, I shuffle every card deck, at least 3 times to kind of clear out any energy that might be in there. And then I also use the incense smoke or sage smoke. If you're ever wondering how to clear oracle cards between readings, that's how you do it. So I was watching a free, it's on YouTube. It's just an episode of the History Channel on astrology and the ancient secrets of the stars, or something like that. I will try to remember to post it on this Facebook Live. I watched it this morning, and it was just fascinating. And they were talking about the Star of Bethlehem and all those, biblical stories, and maybe what, was there an actual factual astrological alignment, what was happening in astronomy during that moment. And they thought that and was it Kepler or, oh man, I don't have a memory for history, sorry. Watch it, it's really fascinating. Hi, Alice. How are you doing, beautiful? But anyways, they said that the whatever, maybe it was a medieval astronomer said, hey, I think the Star of Bethlehem was a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, because that would match what they were describing in the Bible and yada, 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 whatever. So it's so fascinating because, we had a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on January 12th of this year. And then look, we had this whole, crazy pandemic. Like the world changed so quickly, like within a few weeks of that, conjunction. So that happened in Capricorn. And then what is more exciting to me is that we're going to have the same conjunction, Saturn, Jupiter, this time in the sign of Aquarius on winter solstice of this year, December 21st. So, wow. That was kind of cool to note. So yeah, I'm very fascinated. Just this energy that's going to be ushered in by that is going to be major. So that's December 21st. So I'll be back probably around that time in December, maybe a little bit before that, to talk about it. Okay, Isis is like, focus on me, focus on me. Okay, so we're going to pick a card. I'm calling in the beautiful goddess Isis, our angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, our ascended masters, to help us and give us advice for the next 5 days as we're making new intentions and really transforming our destiny, so we can really be on the path that we were born to be on. Okay, sometimes I wait for a card to leap out, or sometimes one is just so clearly the one, and we have to be a little patient. Okay, it's this one. Oh my gosh, beautiful. It says divine guardian, protection of the winged mother. Look at that. Divine guardian, protection of the winged mother. We are protected. How beautiful is that? A bit closer. She's just beautiful. Okay. So, oh, look at this. She also has a full moon behind her. She has the scarab beetle. It looks like she's holding a sword. It's kind of hard to see. A sword, then with the scarab, and then she's got the beautiful lapis cobra at her forehead, the third eye. Also the kundalini is a snake energy. And then she's got the sun disk behind her. So it's the sun and the moon, which, to me represents a new moon more than a full moon, actually, when, this could also be an eclipse. And we are coming into eclipse season. So I don't have that information for you now, but I will come on with some eclipse stuff. Hi, Maria. Maria is the spiritual scientist, everyone. She has a beautiful book that you might want to look at. You should post your book in the comments, Maria. Okay, divine guardian. You are venturing through a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. There are many changes occurring internally, and they will be reflected in your external world soon. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the winged mother, Lady Isis. You can relax and allow your transformation to happen. Let your divine guardian protect you now as you learn to let go and trust in your own unfoldment for the greatest good. Okay, so I'm going to just read little excerpts from this because, like I said, we don't want to go too long. These kinds of spiritual growth opportunities are presented when the initiate is ready for them, even though this readiness might not seem obvious. The oracle of the divine guardian arises because you, dear initiate of light, are venturing into a significant time on your spiritual path. There's a process cooking within you, and which may already be mirrored in your outer life circumstances that are actually challenging you to grow. It might look like an opportunity, or it might appear as a crisis. But no matter what the appearance, you are being guided to take the risks that intuitively feel right for you and have faith. You will be safely guided by the unconditional love of the Lady Isis, with wings outstretched and sword of truth in hand, protected from false images that would lead you astray from your true path. This oracle is also confirmation you have been receiving impressions and inner nudges that are from your higher guidance, which has been helping you with situations that are currently unfolding in your life and will continue to do so. You are, spiritually speaking, on the right track. No matter whether your life circumstances appear to be heading in one direction at one moment and then in a completely different direction the next moment, what we've been talking about, right? Or whether you feel things are a certain way in truth only to find the next day that they seem to be different. These are all just signs of growth into a new consciousness. Life does not have to be fixed or even clear at all times in order for you to be safe. Isis is with you. All is well. Beautiful. Okay, so there's an incantation to the divine guardian. So I'm going to say it. You can put your hand over your heart. Oh, thank you, Maria. And yeah, thank you for posting your link to your book. It's a beautiful book, everyone. Yeah, close your eyes as I say this. And you can repeat it out loud or repeat it in your mind. So I'm going to leave a space for you to repeat after I say it the first time. Take a nice deep breath. Feeling into your heart. Coming into full presence in your beautiful body, your temple of light that goes with you everywhere you go. Take another deep breath. Winged Mother, Guardian of Light, surround me with your protective might. Only love and light enter this field, or the scarab sword you shall wield. Driving away darkness with endless light, bringing peace to every day and to every night. Feeling the protection of the beautiful lapis gold wings of Isis wrapped around you. And so it is. Okay, Isis has spoken. Okay, so the other fun thing that happened yesterday was Friday the 13th, and 13 is the number of the goddess. And I started this month a beautiful group called the Goddess Communion Circle, and it's on Patreon right now. It's still $13 a month, and starting tomorrow, I'm raising the price to $22 a month. I really feel like it's worth more, so I'm just going to raise the price. But for anybody who's already joined, you could stay on at the $13 per month. So I think it's a great opportunity for you if you want to be a part of the Goddess Communion Circle to please join today. I'll probably switch it over sometime tomorrow. I mean, it's not going to happen like at midnight or something. It's just whenever I get up and feel like doing it. Because I'm a goddess, right? We're all goddesses and gods. So we are sovereigns of our time and our lives. So at some point tomorrow, it's going to go up to $22 a month. And it's definitely worth that. So let me tell you a little bit about that as I'm shuffling this next deck where I'm going to pull from, which is the Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson, a beautiful oracle deck. So each month, I channel the goddess that wants to come through, and it's not going to be a set schedule. You know, this month is that goddess. I have no idea who's going to come through for us. So it was very interesting that, you know, I mean, I do a lot of work with Aphrodite, Venus, Yemaya. I mean, those are kind of have been my main goddesses. And the goddess that wanted to come through for our first month is Nematona. And I was like, oh, I knew she was a Celtic goddess, Celtic Roman goddess. And when I looked her up, I was like, oh, of course, she rules sacred groves, sacred space, the oak tree. Oak trees, oak groves are very much associated with Nematona. So I feel like she was kind of initiating our sacred space as a circle. It was just so perfect. So it was very beautiful. And so we're working with her, and it's all about embodying that goddess. So we're talking about our sacred space in our homes, within ourselves, with, having a practice to always, to keep ourselves in sacred space. Which is amazing. And then also an amazing announcement, Suzanne O'Gara, who is the certified herbalist of Avalon, the Alchemy of Avalon botanicals, alchemical teas, and she makes tinctures. She does consultations. I've been working with her for years. She's incredible. She's going to be our goddess circle, herbologist, magic, ritual high priestess. So she's going to help us work with herbs and sacred magic related to different herbs and tinctures to accentuate the goddess, to work with that goddess energy for the month. So we're really lucky to have her. So again, at $13 a month to have all that, you're going to be stoked. But yeah, so she's coming on as a beautiful partner in this, and I will be asking other experts to come in and talk to you guys about different goddesses as they come up each month. So, and you get a beautiful journal workbook that's PDF right now, but eventually we'll have one that's printed. So I'm super excited. I hope you join me. And now we are going to ask for a beautiful goddess of the divine feminine to come through for us, to give us advice and guide us on this amazing journey of the next 5 days. I'd love to hear from you guys if you've noticed anything in your life, what's been going on, what new unusual things and opportunities and interesting aspects of shadow coming up. What's happening for you guys? I always love hearing about your experiences. Ooh, I looked up it right now and says we have 13 people live. Again, 13 is the number of the goddess. Okay. So the goddess that came through for us, ooh, I've gotten her before. It's been a while. Her name is Khadija, the Mother of Believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Ooh, look at her. So Khadija, I believe, is... I think she's Muslim, but I love her. I love this. I am spiritually and financially abundant. So that's, it also ties into Lakshmi, and Lakshmi, there's a lot of, red and gold, and, Lakshmi is the mother of spiritual and financial abundance and, all kinds of abundance. But, this particular goddess is from the Islamic religion. So it's kind of nice. We've got Egyptian, we've got Hinduism, we've got Islam. It flows together for me in beautiful ways. I'm definitely a fusionist. Kimberly Rogers, yes. So true, right? Okay. Okay. I'll give you a little bit. These are kind of long, so I'll have to Okay, Khadija is the power we all possess to be aware of the spiritual realm and fully immersed in the material world. She was a widow in Saudi Arabia in the 6th century. She became a wealthy merchant who was deeply respected and known as Al-Tahira, the Pure One, or Al-Kubra, the Great. It is said that with her wealth, she fed the poor, provided for her children from her first 2 marriages, and took care of her extended family. She kicked some butt, apparently, as a single woman. Okay, so she had a dream shortly after hiring a young merchant named Muhammad to work for her. In the dream, the sun descended into her courtyard, fully illuminating her home. Her cousin told her that this meant that the prophet would soon grace her doorstep. She realized that her new employee, Muhammad, was the prophet, and so she asked him to marry her. They were married for 25 years. I mean, a woman like way ahead of her time. Look at that. So cool. But the other part of this I really love is I provide heaven and earth for myself. So whether we're male or female, I feel like this is about really believing in yourself and taking care of yourself, and taking care of yourself first, knowing that, you know, when you feel that well and you're in a good place, you can take care of other people in much more authentic ways, and definitely in ways that don't deplete you. Okay. So she represents the power and importance of knowing we can provide for ourselves. This power gives us roots and confidence and allows us to create relationships from a place of interdependence rather than codependence. Very nice. This is a great oracle deck. The writer is Megan Watterson. She's really, really a good writer. We can make choices for our life based on truth, not just on survival. Her older age and significant status in the community made her more attractive, not less. She was a middle-aged businesswoman and single mom. She was ripe with resources and ripened with opportunities to love. Living into our true power and purpose does not make us less eligible. Khadija reminds us that there is no linear timetable that eliminates us from having the sun descend in our courtyard. She lets us remember that we are worthy of the abundance measured in gold and the abundance measured in the depth of our love. Beautiful. So, expect feeling strengthened, like you're protected, like I said, and now you are strengthened. You are strong, you are interdependent, you have authentic, abundant, loving relationships around you. So trust that you know what's best for you. Hi, Janine. Gigi, I would love a message. I'm not doing personal messages, Gigi. This is more of a collective, but I am sending you big love because this is a great time to call in your twin flame. Okay, so I'm going to pull from one more deck before we end today, and this is the Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light. And I like this one too because this has Ascended Masters, Archangels, the Archaea, which are the feminine archangels, different gods and goddesses. But what I like is it also incorporates feminine and masculine figures, which we'll see. We'll see if we get another feminine figure or if we get a masculine to balance this out. So let's see what happens. Hi, Janine. So I did a whole riff on the astrology right now. So yeah, once I'm done, you might want to go back and watch the beginning, because it usually would take a few minutes and then it should post. Okay. Okay, I'm calling to our guides, our ascended masters, to the angels, to our ancestors, to the soul of the earth herself, to the stars. Please guide us with one final message. Oh, that just jumped out. Master Jesus. I had a feeling there was going to be a masculine that wanted to come through for us today. So it's one of the reasons why I picked this deck. There's Buddha, there's Archangel Michael, there's Saint Germain. There's so many different masculine figures, but very happy to see Jesus come for us today. I think that's beautiful. So this card says forgiveness. You are on a path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So, you know, for me, when Jesus appears, and I feel like I've always, since I was a child, had a very deep connection to Jesus. In this deck, he's not, oh my gosh, at the bottom of the deck, Mary Magdalene, his twin flame. So I'm going to take her card too. I'm going to put them together on my altar right here. So yeah, I don't have, I was raised Catholic. I don't have very traditional views. I'm very, like I said, much a fusionist, and I also do have a strong belief that Jesus was married. And that's, if you're a Catholic, that's sacrilegious, and my apologies, but that's what I believe. I do believe he was married to Mary Magdalene and that they were working together. So let's read the, of course I opened the book, it opens right up to the right page. Hello. This is the kind of stuff that's happening to me constantly. It's just, every time I have a thought and I look at the clock, I see repeating numbers. Is anybody else seeing repeating numbers? That is, again, if you see any repeating numbers, take note and go back. What was I just thinking? What was I just talking about? Because they're trying to get your attention around that topic, or trying to send you a message, or they are sending you a message, and that's what that thought is. It's actually a message from beyond the veil. Kimberly, you agree with me? Awesome. Okay, so a man who needs no introduction. Through both the Gospels and the Gnostic Gospels, we have come to know Jesus as a great teacher, a loving guide, and generous soul who accepts us all. Although he is the focal point of Christianity, he will respond to anyone who reaches out to him. He helps us overcome sacrificial love, when we have to leave behind something in order to get the love we want. That's interesting. When we have to leave behind something in order to get the love we want, that's kind of been a question in my mind lately about just different kinds of relationships and dating. And, if we're involved with somebody that we know isn't the person, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So maybe some of us, have been with someone who's not quite right for us for whatever reason. It's saying that sometimes when we know that, we have to make that sacrifice, as hard as it is, to move on so we can fulfill our purpose. Okay. He's also the light keeper we can call on for support with forgiveness. He reminds us that our connection to love is the most important connection we will ever create. His twin flame is Mary Magdalene. So forgiveness is an act of self-love. You are being encouraged to know that whatever you have done to yourself or others, the divine is not condemning you. You don't have to forget what has happened, but you no longer need to allow your whole story to be defined by a situation that doesn't support your happiness. Jesus is here to bring miraculous shifts of healing to you and all those around you, and to release you from the burden of self-loathing. He wants you to know that he sees the child of God within you. He also brings clarity and healing to any situations concerning your father, either on earth or in heaven. So for some of you who have lost your father, I'm feeling this is definitely a message from your father saying hello, sending love, sending support. And it's not about necessarily forgiving your father. I just feel like father figures, it could have been a grandfather, but I think for a lot of you, there is a father figure that wants to make himself known, that he's looking over you, looking on you and celebrating you. God, I'm feeling all choked up. Maria, divine feminine, divine masculine, Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, divine union. Yes. Janine said, I've planned on quitting smoking next Friday. Yeah, it's time to break up with smoking for sure. Oh, Janine, you lost your dad. Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, very powerful message. So tune into your father today, especially if he's in heaven, if he's on the other side. For those of us who haven't lost our fathers, this is about honoring that relationship. And maybe there were hard, difficult times. I mean, I know I had difficult times with my own father, and, you know, many of you might have. But in the case where your father is living, you know, maybe call him in the next day or so. Connect in maybe with your inner child. And yeah, okay, so what's coming through right now is that some of you have an inner child that really feels like you're abandoned by the father, and it's still a part of you, and it's playing out as a story in your life. And this is going to change. This is going to transform, which is beautiful. So that could be, you know, maybe on the new moon tonight, today, you have time to journal about, from that perspective of the inner child, what happened that made me feel abandoned, and how can I forgive? How can I let go of it and just say, my father did the best he could, and nobody's perfect. So I feel like there's inner child work to be done with your inner father, the inner masculine. So you could call in, you know, whether your father's in heaven or on earth, you could call in your father's energy and just say, I want to do healing with you right now, and let's make amends, let's find a resolution, let's find peace. So, you know, I think it will really help. There's also the practice of Ho'oponopono, which it's a Hawaiian forgiveness practice. You could look that up online. There's a lot of meditations on YouTube for Ho'oponopono. Around, you know, it could be maybe another father figure, sometimes it's not just your father. So really honor the inner masculine, honor your father, your inner father, and your living or your passed on beloved father, okay? Let's see. Maria, you were thinking of your dad a lot today. It's been 18 months. Oh, yes. So it's very fresh for you. It's very, very difficult. Serena, my Aries husband has struggled with father issues, and I've been feeling okay. Yeah, Serena, you're definitely with your twin flame, for sure. So yeah, you're very connected energetically. You're going to feel each other's everything. So yeah, maybe you can help him work through some of this. It'd be a real blessing for him. Oh, you're welcome, Janine. So I pulled Mary Magdalene because she was at the bottom of the deck. It was like, he was at the top, she was at the bottom. It's like, it's really uncanny. And such, yeah, I'm getting chills. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to read Mary Magdalene as well. Okay, so her card says, Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. We don't have a full picture of who Mary of Magdala actually was, but we do know from spiritual texts that she was a great visionary and teacher with clairvoyant abilities because she was able to see angels and the soul of her twin flame master Jesus. after he had passed away. She also had the ability to shake up crowds of people to bring their hearts and minds back to the highest good. She now devotes her time to supporting us in bringing about the radical changes the earth needs in order to prosper, and to encouraging those who feel the need to teach the joy of spirit. Mary is a rebel heart in many ways. She helps those light workers who feel restricted by the opinions of others to step up and speak their truth. So, if you are feeling restricted, to step up and speak your truth. I feel like, we also had that message from Isis earlier, the divine guardian, that we're protected. So, maybe there is a difficult conversation that needs to happen, in the next 5 days, or maybe something did happen, but just know that you're being supported by Mary Magdalene. You're being supported to speak your truth, despite feeling like this might not be so well received, or maybe people have been putting you down or telling you you're wrong in your life. So just have faith in yourself. That seems to be another message that's coming up today. You have a strong desire to share what you have learned. You may feel people will dismiss you or ridicule you, but don't worry. Mary Magdalene is here to guide you through this process. Your vulnerability is actually your greatest strength, because you are trusting the power of your soul. Let me read that again, because that's important. Vulnerability is actually your greatest strength, because you are trusting the power of your soul. And that part of you can never be broken. You are a wonderful teacher and leader, and the world needs you. You are being backed by heaven, so step forwards and share all that you have learned. Okay. So amazing, beautiful messages, and I don't think I have anything left I want to say, but thank you for joining me and being here and gracing my life with your presence. I feel like just doing this helped me move some energy and make sense of some of the energies. A lot of times we teach what we most want to learn. Well, all the time we teach what we most need to learn. Yeah, I appreciate your time and your presence here, and sending you all so much love. Mwah. Have a beautiful new moon in Scorpio, and if you got here late, definitely wait and watch the whole broadcast from the beginning, because I think there's a lot of important messages that could help you, and I'm loving you, sending you big, big, big virtual hugs and kisses. And not sure when I'll be back to do another live, but I know I'm going to do one for like the year ahead, the 2021. I'll do a reading for that. And I definitely want to do one for winter solstice. So if there's anything else I can think of, I'll pop on as well. But okay, thank you. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, beautifuls. If you have questions about my goddess circle, about any of the alignments that I talked about, feel free to post them in the comments. I will be checking back probably either tonight or tomorrow and answering questions if you have questions. Okay? Ciao.